What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Gooner channel, a channel 100% dedicated to all things Arsenal Football Club, who, as we all know, are by far the greatest team the world has ever seen. And, well, it's 24 hours since our trip to Anfield. I've let the dust settle a little bit to try and work out how I feel. Big question everybody's asking, everyone wants answered is, did we just drop 2 points, or did we come away with a point, which is a rare treat from a trip to Anfield? Well, before I do anything, before I even try and answer that question, I just want to say a massive thank you to everybody at Arsenal Football Club and all of the fans. Anybody who's involved with making it possible for me over an Easter holiday weekend to watch a top of the table game involving my beloved Arsenal Football Club. I just waited so many years to get back to this place where we were in contention for the title this late in the season. There are 8 games to go and it is too close to call. Yes, City go slightly ahead now, but the reality is both Arsenal and Man City have it in their own hands, and that is a fantastic position to be in. So to anybody and everybody who's played their part, and I include the Cronkies in this, thank you so much, because that's the most important thing. Before we talk about whether we've dropped points or won a point, there are no fans in the country that wouldn't swap with where we are right now. Man City fans, yeah, look, if they win it, they'll have to have deserved it, and yeah, it'd be just another win for them, won't it? Everybody else is out of the title race, and if we do it, the celebrations will show you what it means. I'm lucky enough to have lived through a few title celebrations and they're all brilliant. This one, I think, could top them all, though, because we came out of nowhere for this one. So many people telling us that Tottenham had won the transfer window, that we'd be lucky if we get in the top 4. We've exceeded expectations at every turn. We have won games we don't normally win against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, against Tottenham at White Hart Lane. We have performed well ahead of anyone's expectations for us, and we've only lost 3 games all season. So I don't think we're going to lose another 3 before the end of the season. It's a great season. To the question, did we drop 2 points? Well, look, yeah, if you're going to take a 2-0 lead anywhere and you come back with only a point, that's a disappointment. But this is Anfield we're talking about. And even though they're having a terrible season by their own standards, they're playing for pride. Once that crowd gets up, it is very difficult to keep your shape, keep your composure. And I think that it was such a game of near misses. Asked just before the match whether I would take a draw. I said no. I thought that we had that something about us, that spark of magic. In the first 30 minutes we showed it. We are not fearful of anyone. Overall, it's a fantastic situation to be in, to have the title in your own hands. We do have some tough games coming up. The next 2, I think, are pretty straightforward for us. We face, next Sunday, we face an away trip to West Ham United, where, look, anyone who watched their fans filing away in the Newcastle 5-1 demolition is going to fear them a bit less than they did before. I know that they're in a relegation battle of sorts, but then so are most of the table below Crystal Palace. So I fancy us to win away at West Ham, and I certainly think we'll do a job on Southampton. We may even rack up a significant addition to our goal difference, so that by the time we face Man City at the Etihad, they will have only played 1 more game, albeit a home game against Leicester, where you just can't see anything but an easy win for them. And then the theoretical 9 points that we're ahead of them, even with their 2 games in hand. Look, we played really well in the FA Cup when we went to the Etihad, and arguably I do think we were the better team when they visited the Emirates, but we, as we all know, got battered 3-1, and I think we take a lot out of those 2 games, and I definitely don't think it's beyond the realms of possibility that we will go to the Etihad and get something. Whether it's a win or not, I don't know. They've only lost 1 and drawn 1 there at home all season, so it is an epic struggle. But that's what you need to do as champions. And I'm certainly not depressed about yesterday's performance. I'm absolutely over the moon about so many aspects of it. Finding out that Rambo can fly, Thomas Partey being that good, Martinelli, I think the team played really well. I think Arteta did a fantastic job in his team selection. I think that people are going to be blaming Granit Xhaka for whipping the crowd up. I don't think he did that. I think he just got into a bit of silliness, not like the foolishness he was always getting involved in before. So I think overall there are no whipping boys in this. The only other thing I will say, which is let's have a heated debate about Rob Holding. I think watching him, not only in the game yesterday, but also in the FA Cup game when he was marking Erling Haaland, I think that we've moved on from Rob Holding. He's a great squad player to have. He's a great person in a dire strait to have. But would we have conceded 2 goals yesterday with Saliba calming us down? Perhaps we would have done. Perhaps it wouldn't have made any difference. I certainly don't think Rob Holding should be blamed for giving away the penalty. That was just clumsy. Again, though, I think he was out of position. A lot of his headers that he cleared were going to the wrong places. I'm not saying Rob Holding isn't a great squad asset. I'm just saying that when you're travelling to Anfield and you need a win or really want to win, that's not a player you're going to have in there. And I think that maybe Granit Xhaka falls into that mould as well. I think that there are upgrades possible. Having said that, that's nitpicking. I'm thrilled for the fact that we went up there and didn't get beaten. And how I felt today was, how I felt immediately after the match was slightly disappointed, but just relieved. And I'm glad it's out of the way. We don't have to face that anymore. Let's not forget, City lost up there, weren't able to score a goal. Man United got turned over 7-0. I think going to Anfield at any time, wherever they are in the league, however good or bad their season is, they have players that can hurt you. And Mo Salah, what a player he is. So overall, look, it is a 0.1. We go into the next 2 games. I'm going to be a lot less confident if we drop any points away to West Ham and at home to Southampton. And then we'll regroup for the Man City game. We've got plenty of time off in between. In the meantime, Man City are facing the kind of fixture congestion. I still don't know when they're expected to play their postponed game against Brighton. I imagine it's going to be in that last week between the last 2 weekends of the Premier League. In any case, overall, the kind of Arsenal fans are saying we've thrown it away or bottled it. You're not wanted. If only you could transfer fans. If only you could get rid of the people. There was a guy who phoned up TalkSport and said, I don't watch the matches usually, but when we were 2-0 up, I turned it off because I knew we'd lose. Well, first of all, we didn't lose. And second of all, kind of a fan doesn't even watch the matches. Shut up. I'd love to hear what you think about Rob Holding. Perhaps I am being too harsh. I'd love to hear what you think about Granit Xhaka, and maybe he did cost us the 2 points yesterday. I absolutely love this team at the moment, and I am thrilled that as we go into the Maybank holiday, we're still going to be in with a title chance, and that is something that we haven't experienced for ever such a long time. So, well played, all of the fans that were up there. Amazing that we were able to hear you over the Anfield Roar. Well done to all of the players on the bench, off the bench, in the squad. Absolutely, one and all, thank you for putting us in this position. I'm grateful and I look forward to what you may achieve from here. Not just this season, but next season. Anyway, that's all getting a bit too mushy now. So, that's enough from me. I'm keeping it as short as I can. And look forward to hearing your thoughts and comments. Thank you so much for the love you've shown so far, the subscribers, those who've liked and commented, and those of you who joined the Facebook group. We're up to 770 members now, so that's a huge achievement in just a couple of months. I'm loving doing this, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Until then, be lucky! Lots of love.